Mississippi, it's a nice place to live.
Ironic, isn't it?
There are text messages from one of the state's most famous sons that allegedly have him caught up deep in the scandal.
Because of the serious allegations levied against Favre.
You're no better than the next person.
Right.
And make sure that you are conscious of that each and every day.
Yet he plays the good old boy card.
Favre asking New, if you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much?
There is some good that comes out of bad if you're a good, faithful person.
The state of Mississippi is now suing Brett Favre and nearly 4 dozen others to recover tens of millions of dollars in welfare funds it says was misspent.
So how should the leagues support and promote an anti-racism position without becoming political and alienating fans?
These new court documents filed by Bryant's attorneys allege Favre and former nonprofit director Nancy New, who has already pleaded guilty to fraud in the $77 million scheme, were requesting funds from the Mississippi Department of Human Services to build the facility.
In court documents and audit reports, the state alleges that the head of Mississippi's welfare agency squandered more than $70 million intended for children in poverty, instead using it as a private slush fund to benefit his family and friends.
Tens of millions of dollars on items like hiring retired pro wrestlers, first-class air travel, a horse ranch, and $5 million to build this women's volleyball facility at the University of Southern Mississippi.
Maybe the first thing that we talked about in this cancel culture was Dr. Seuss. I mean, are you kidding me?
The latest from Favre involves Coach Prime, a.k.a. Deion Sanders, his son Shaduer Sanders, and Favre's alma mater. When touching on the subject of Deion and Shaduer, Favre said this.
I had him come here before Shaduer was in college, on a recruiting visit to Southern Miss, and was hoping like heck that we had a head coach resigned after the first game, and I tried to get him to be our coach, and it just didn't work out.
Let's pause here, because I just have a quick question. Why didn't it work out, Brett? In a July of 2019 text, Favre wrote to Phil Bryant, Governor, this Friday, Deion Sanders and his son are coming for a recruiting visit. He is a quarterback and could be the best in the country. I already, with Nancy, started talking about an indoor facility, but I think we have got to get one to stay up with everyone else. But it won't happen anytime soon if you and Nancy can't help. I would like to tell him we are about to start building in the next year and a half. I know we have the V-ball to complete first, and I'm asking a lot with that, and I believe 100% that if you can get this done, Nancy will reach and help many, and in the recruiting war, will give USM instant credibility and become relevant again. That's when Bryant replied with this.
The governor responded to Favre's request. Use of these funds is tightly controlled. Any improper use could result in violation of federal law. The former governor wrote him, I am too old for federal prison.
Brett Favre practically gloated of the prominence Southern Miss is about to have.
We're different. We have the facilities, and they're outstanding. You go in our indoor facility, which our beach has their own locker room. They have a hot and cold tub. They have a weight room. They have a training room. They don't have to go in to any of the athletic facilities because they have their own.
Yeah.
And it's spectacular. It really is.
Because it is alleged that Favre and company stole funds from those who need it in the poorest state in the union.
You have to make a choice whether you want to pay your light bill or whether you want to put food on the table.
Like Tamara Edwards, who lives in Mississippi. Favre desired for the facilities, specifically volleyball, to use a low-cost resource. What exactly was it? He texted it himself via ESPN. I'm still trying to save money on V-ball facility. We have visitor and home lockers yet to build, and Warren Hood is donating any lumber, he wrote. If someone would build them on their spare time. Poncho mentioned the prison industry, possibly as a builder. An important player in all of this? Shad White, the auditor for the state of Mississippi. Via AJ Perez. The funds for the football facility were never issued, although a source with knowledge of the situation told Front Office Sports that the project likely would have been funded had it not been before an investigation by state auditor Shad White in late 2019.